What's up, guys? I just did this video and I raced it. Awesome, right? Okay, this video is about bodybuilders that wear big clothes versus bodybuilders, or kind of wannabe bodybuilders that wear tanks. People always ask or, try to figure out why the biggest guys always try to cover up the most. Like, I always wear the biggest shirts. I always kind of have. As soon as I got really big, I always wore big clothes, big shirts. I wanted to, not show off my muscles. I think a large part of that is I was doing it for a living. Like I said, I got my first contracts right away, like within the first couple of years of competing. So I was making money right away as a living. So this was my living as a bodybuilder. It was my job. So I didn't need to go out in places. And my friends were like, wear a tank top if you meet us, wear a tank top. And I'm like, I don't want to wear a tank top because you're already getting attention when you're doing photo shoots, competing and all that. I mean, when you're competing, you're in, pretty much in your underwear on stage, even worse, it's tiny. So it's like when you go out, you just want to cover up and kind of like blend in. Do you blend in? Not really, because still even a big shirt like this, people can tell you're enormous when your shoulders are out to here and your chest is out to here. But it makes you just feel better, like you're just not trying to show like, all the skin off, which, it's like, hey, kind of look at me. So you'll find that with a lot of legit bodybuilders that actually competed, that did well competing, maybe did the magazine stuff, was from that era. Now there's no more magazines, but just the bigger bodybuilder guys, they just cover up more, most of them. You got the few that wear the tank tops all the time, but most of us, I'm retired, we cover up. And then you got the smaller guys where they might look in the mirror and they might be like 130 pounds, like with no muscle at all. And they might look in that mirror and see 160, 70 pounds of shredded lean muscle. It could be for a few different reasons. I mean, it could be that their ego and confidence is big. Maybe they're taking something, which you shouldn't be, that gives them that false self-confidence where they look in that mirror and they see like the mirror kind of maybe a little bigger than it should be. And, or maybe they're just really excited that they're putting a little muscle on and they feel like it's a lot more. So they want to show off in that tank top. You know what I mean? Just strip that shirt off and just strip down to that tank top so everybody knows they got some muscle. They got some cuts. Like yeah, here I am. So like something like this, we make these. These are my brand shirts right here. These are right here. We sell these on our website. People love them. We make different colors all the time. So I would never go anywhere like this now. Even the gym, I pretty much wear big shirts. Unless I have to do maybe a couple pictures for a sponsor or something like that. I'm mainly covered up. Even in the summer, I'll wear a t-shirt to the pool, and then I'll take it off, then I'll put it back on. Just because of myself, I bodybuilded for 15 years competitively for a living. So this was like my work. So I wasn't trying to do it for like this type of Jersey boy, shirt off or tank top trying to show off. That's what splits like legit real bodybuilders and wannabe bodybuilders. The wannabe bodybuilders, and there's nothing, I'm not putting down that. I'm not, just get that right. I'm not putting down that. They want to be a bodybuilder, but they can't. Either it's they haven't put their time in yet to put enough muscle on, or they just don't have the genetics to get that big, which that's usually the main thing. These guys don't understand how important genetics are, how much they do in every aspect. They could never be as big as, some of us are. And so a lot of them are, though, that I see, they're like, he'll come up to me, they're like, yeah, man, I'm taking this, and this. I'm like, why in the world are you 19 years old taking A, B, and C? You should not touch that at all. And of course they look good and lean and stuff, but they're not big. And I said, you're going to get off that and you're just going to drop it. They're like, well, what should I do? I'm like, you got to eat and eat and eat. And, I said, I didn't even compete in my first show until I was 240 and I was natural, and I dieted all the way down to 180 from 240. And then my second show kind of did similar, same thing. And I won both of those natural. Then when I did touch my hormones, it was testosterone. And my book will be coming out shortly it's called Geared Up, about all my cycles I took when I was bodybuilding. I didn't get to push it hard as I'd like to because I was waiting till I made it to that pro stage to go that route. And so that probably saved a lot of my health. But back to the t-shirts. So when we go out, the bigger guys like me and my friends, like when we used to go out a lot more, now it's just family and kids and kids and kids. So my life is consumed with kids and work. So I don't really go out much anymore unless I have a balancing gig, which I don't take too often, just because there's just so much trouble out. And, you know, Dallas is getting so big. Everybody's literally moving here. And, you know, you can open carry here, which is kind of scary sometimes. But I just don't like to show off. Like, a real bodybuilder, in my eyes, they act the part, they act professional. Someone comes up to them, hey, can I get a picture? Sure, this. The wannabe bodybuilder is the one that's like, like all juiced up, just like in your face, just acting like obnoxious, whether it be on the camera, at the bar, or whatever. Like, yeah, man, yeah, lift those weights, man. Like, just complete D-bag mode, right? You guys know what I'm talking about when I'm saying complete D-bag mode. These are the guys that never could make it to the stage, never had contracts, never made a penny from bodybuilding. They never probably even got a picture of themselves, like full body stuff. They got the few poses they always do. They'll do like a most muscular pose so they can show their huge traps, because that's what they work out every day. And in bodybuilding, what people don't understand, traps is a body part that you don't want overdeveloped because it makes your shoulders look more narrow. They'll know that pose and maybe some sort of like side or bicep shot that looks just horrendous when they're trying to hit it. We're just like, just don't pose until you learn how to. So you got the wannabe bodybuilders, and they're wearing a lot of tank tops and all that. And there's nothing wrong with being a wannabe bodybuilder, because a lot of those wannabe bodybuilders become good bodybuilders eventually. I'm just not comfortable wearing tank tops around, like just running around. People already look at me already, and it's just like inviting more attention. You know, I was on a trip not too long ago. We were in Mexico. I was there with a friend. I was wearing a big hoodie. You could hardly tell. Maybe I was even big. It was during the C word time, and he had a tank top on, and he's a big guy too. I'm like, dude, put your shirt on that's drawing attention to us that we don't need, and they're going to come mess with us. The police in Mexico, they're usually cartel, always, okay? Or they're dirty cops. And so what do? They go, come over to us, start patting us down, put me in the car, because I got a prescription of like my legit medicine I brought, because we were staying over in Tijuana 2 nights. And what was it from? Because he had to show off in his little tiny Tinger stringer. It was like the ones that's just a string and then just covering your nipples. You know what I mean? Like the one that's like, why are you even wearing a shirt? It's like just covers your nipples, and it's like way down. So I'm not really into those. I'm more into these. That's what we make right now. Are these? These are super comfortable, like the softest ones. But yeah, leave your comments below about all the tank tops and about showing off. And, I tell people, do whatever makes you happy. If you're happy, 150 in a stringer, go for it. We just didn't see that when I was bodybuilding. You had to earn that spot to wear a stringer. You had to be at least 200 pounds plus to wear a stringer. And if you didn't, the older bodybuilders, they would just kind of mess with you, talk down to you, kind of bully you, but it was in a playful way, because back then we weren't so sensitive. We weren't like, oh my gosh, they're we had thick skin, so it just bounced right off of us. So, and then in the long run, I passed all these guys up, and competitive wise, I beat them in competition. So it's funny anyways. And then I was stayed friends with a lot of them still till this day. One of my best friends he passed away in a house fire several years ago, which that was rough. He's one of the guys that, I kind of, at 16-year-old, I kept bugging, and he was like, kid, get away. And then he finally kind of took me in, and, I answered the questions for me. But leave comments below. What do you guys think about the whole clothing wear, the big clothes that the bodybuilders wear all the time, and, they never wear tank tops anymore, versus all the kids or the social media guys being really a lot smaller than the bodybuilders, but always wearing tank tops. Just let me know what you guys think. I know they're excited. I was excited when I was young and I got a little muscle and I was flexing with my little tank top on. I was like, yeah. I wasn't really comparing myself to the bodybuilders because I just knew they were on a whole nother level and realm. All right, guys, peace out. Let me know what you think in the comments.